Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you joined us today. Check out the sections on the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage. Make it easier to find classes by length or by purpose or by body area. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free. We'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses to help with digestion, constipation, and bloating by increasing the blood flow, circulation, and energy to those areas. You'll only need a chair, and let's get started. So we're going to take a moment to move forward in our chair. We're not leaning back, okay? Lift up nice and tall, feeling your abdominals engage. Crown of the head to the ceiling, pull those shoulders down. Let's take our palms, place them lightly on the thighs, and then flip those palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and just connect to that breath. Just your natural inhalation and exhalation. And then let's begin to elongate the breath, inhaling a little more deeply and exhaling a little more completely. Let's take that breath and move it down into the diaphragm. As we inhale, the belly extends. We're filling the lungs from the bottom up. And as we exhale, we actively pull the belly button towards the spine as we push the air up and out of the lungs. Do that a couple of times. Next, we're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5 counts, continuing with your diaphragmatic breath if that feels okay. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Let's take a look towards the right. And then we're going to go ahead and look center. And then let's look over that left shoulder. And center. Let's do that one more time. Just looking. So maybe you look a little further over the shoulder if you can, if that feels okay. And look center, and let's go to the other side. And center, very good. Okay, moving into mountain pose. Hands are down towards the floor, so our fingertips are pointing down, palms are facing out. And if it feels okay on your hands, we're going to stretch those fingers. So my fingers are wide. All right, does that feel okay? Okay, now we're going to release the fingers. Bring those arms to goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. So you should feel a nice opening through the chest. That should feel good. All right, now we're going to extend our fingertips to the ceiling. Shoulders stay down though, right? So we're not putting our shoulders up into our ears. We're going to pull those shoulders down. Belly stays tight. Okay, with your right hand, grab your left wrist. Lengthen, try to touch the ceiling, and then we're going to lean our mountain. That should feel really good. One more breath here. All right, let's go ahead and come up. Bring your hands down, and let's go through that whole thing again. Ready? Mountain pose. Extend those fingers wide. Heart lifts, right? Belly tight. Okay, goalpost arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Lifting up through that heart. Fingertips to the ceiling. Remember, shoulders stay down. Okay, left hand grabs right wrist this time. Lengthen first and then lean. That feels good. Let's come back up. Now grab the opposite wrist, lean, and then let's just look up at the ceiling. Just a little twist. Take the twist out, come up, grab the other wrist, lengthen, lean, and just that little twist. I'm just looking up at the ceiling, super gentle here. Take the twist out, back up to the ceiling, and bring those arms down. Does that feel okay? All right, great. So we're going to move into half Lord of the Fishes pose. Take your right knee and open it wide. So the very first thing I want you to feel is the inner thigh stretching. So look down at this left knee. Make sure it's tracking right at the second toe. It tends to want to fold in, but I don't want you to let that happen, right? So nice inner thigh stretch here, okay? Belly is tight. Are you ready? Left arm is going to come all the way across the body. You're going to grab your chair. Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Turn and look over the back of your chair. So we're hanging out here and we're breathing. We have one more breath. Let's release that and we're going to do that again. Ready? Here we go. Bring it across the body. Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Belly stays tight. Turn and look over the back of your chair. Making sure that left knee is not folding in. One more breath here and release. Let's bring that knee forward. So were you able to keep that knee open? Right? When we're twisting, it really wants to fold in, but don't let it. Okay, let's do the other side. So here we go. We're going to open up nice and wide, feeling that inner thigh stretch, keeping this knee facing me, okay? Here we go. Right arm comes across the body, grabs the chair, lift and twist. So I'm looking over the back of my chair. I'm feeling quite a bit of stretch on that inner right thigh, keeping that knee open. Let's open and do it one more time. Here we go. All the way across the body, lift and twist. Just one more breath here and release. Go ahead and face forward. Whew, how'd that feel? Inner thighs, right? All right, let's grab a sip of water. Let's move forward in our chair. And we're going to do some pelvic tilts where we rock our hip tips up towards our shoulders. So pull the belly in, feeling those pointy bones that we have there on the hips, rock them towards the shoulders. So you're kind of a little concave here. Do you feel that? And now we're going to reverse that. And we're going to rock our hip tips towards our knees. And now we're open. Do you feel that? Let's do that again. Rock those hip tips to shoulders. Rounding it down just a little bit. Not as much as a cat pose, but just a little pelvic tilt here. And then hip tips to knees. So it's the same idea, if you will, of a cat-cow. Let's do that one final time. It's just a little less. And up we go. Beautiful. Okay, come back to that neutral spine. Now, we're going to move into body circles. So we're going to let our body fall to the right first, keeping this side down. So make sure that you're keeping your sits bones down on the chair and that foot is on the floor. And then we're going to come forward. Hands are on those thighs for some support. Now we're going to come to the left. Do you feel that? And now we're going to go all the way back. Don't rest. Don't let your body rest on the back of the chair. And let's do that again, just like that. Let's come forward. Let's go to the other side. Pull that belly in. Don't skimp on this back part. And let's come up to seated. Now, if you feel like you want to move forward in your chair a little bit more, this is the time to do that, because we're going to repeat it and we're going to go the other way. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Let's go to that left first. And then let's go center. Do you feel that? Man, I feel that. My side waist is, I feel the stretch. And then let's go back. Remember, abdominals are super tight here. Don't skimp on the lean back part. Don't touch the back. You can touch the back of the chair, but don't rest. Does that make sense? Let's come center. Big circle around. Back we go. Hold, 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 and up we go. I know, that wasn't nice, was it? All right, very good. We're going to move into thread the needle. So we're going to take our right arm, and the whole idea is, so the right arm will be extending up. We're going to feel that twisting happening right at the ribs, right? And then that arm is going to move through, see, kind of between where the arm and the leg is. And then we're going to lift that arm up again. You want to join me? Go ahead and join me now. Lift it up. So I'm looking up at that hand that's in the air. That's going to give you even more of a twist happening in the center of the body. Then bring that hand, palm is facing up. Bring it through. Let's do that one more time. Up we go. Now this time, as we come through, I want you to think about right ear towards your lap. See if you can sink a little deeper down into it, and then just hold and breathe. So you should feel a pretty significant stretch happening in the center of the body, right at the ribs. I'm also feeling this shoulder and the upper back a little bit. I've actually put my hand down on my thigh, and I'm giving myself a little leverage that I can add a little bit of twist to that as I'm pressing this hand down on that leg. All right, let's come up. That feel good? Okay, let's do the other side. Here we go. We're going to bring that arm up. I'm looking up, and then I'm going to thread that needle through. You see that? Right between the arm and the leg. And then we're going to do it again. Up we go. Palm faces up as you thread that arm through. Let's do that again. Up we go. Now let's thread it through. I'm going to go ahead and drop that arm onto that leg, and I'm just going to use that as a little bit of leverage to add a little additional stretch. Then see if you can let your ear fall a little bit further towards your lap, and that's going to give you even more of a stretch in your thread the needle. And let's come up. We're going to do that one more time on each side, just real quick. Up we go, and thread it through, because we can and because it feels good. Up we go, and thread it through. One more. Up we go. Let's thread it through. Put that arm down. Use a little leverage. Add a little twist. Let that ear fall towards the mat. One more breath. Release. Other side. Here we go. Up and through. And up and through. One more. Up. Thread it through. There we go. Let that ear fall down a little bit more towards your lap. Your arm is on that opposite leg, and you're adding a little bit of leverage to twist a little deeper and release. Really, really good. Are you feeling that, right? Oh, man. Okay. So the next one, what we're going to do is just a knee to chest series. So you want to be solidly on the chair, not too far back, but I don't want, actually, let's start leaning back. Let's just start. We're all the way back and we're leaning back, and you're going to bring your right knee in and squeeze it. So the idea is that we do want the thigh up against your belly. So just see how that feels. Okay? You're pressing against the back of the chair, and that might give you a little bit more support as you're pulling this knee in. Let's put that leg down and let's go to the other side. We're going to bring it in, squeeze. One more breath, and down we go. Now what I want to do is bring it across the body. So this knee is going to just come across. You see that? So I'm just bringing this hand on the outside of that knee and just bringing it across and in. So you still want the pulling in, just a little different. And let's put that foot down, and let's bring the other side in and across. Squeezing, pushing up against the back of the chair. One more breath. Excuse me. And release. Did I not say it was for digestion? Yeah, it just burped. I apologize for that. But see what's happening? I'm getting stuff moving, aren't I? That's the whole idea of this practice. Now, if you want, TMI, I apologize. If you want, you can move forward. You can stay leaning back. If that feels better for you, it's fine. If you want to lean forward, go ahead and do that, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring that knee in. Now the difference here though is because we don't have that back to lean up against, I've got to really extend through that spine. Super long. Pull that belly in. Pull the belly in. Pull the knee in. and release. Let's put that foot down. Let's go to the other side. Bring that knee in and squeeze it. So thigh up against the belly. One more breath and release. Okay, now we're going to do it across our body. Bring it across and squeeze. I know, right? Belly tight, crown of the head to the ceiling. Pull that knee in towards that belly and release. Other side. Bring it in, squeeze it. Cross the midline of that body. Lengthen through that spine. One more breath and release. Really, really good. How's that feel? Everybody good? All right, let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. So you want to be about where the seat of the chair is. We're going to be doing a sun salutation B. And when you make your circle, you don't want to hit the back of the chair. So either be a little bit forward or a little bit back behind it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So remember, in our sun salutation, we're going to make sure that we keep our abdominals engaged the whole time, because we're going to be doing a lot of forward folding, right? And we're going to really protect that low back. You'll hear me cue it a ton. So belly tight, right? Abdominals in. And try to keep those shoulders down and the heart lifted. All right, let's bring our hands to heart. So we're going to make that big circle up and around. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart. Then we're going to take our hands back up to the ceiling. And we're going to dive forward, belly button to spine. Swan dive forward. Now, just simply place your hands on your thighs, extending nice and long through the spine for your halfway lift. One more breath here. Let's bend our knees, tuck our chin, and roll up slowly into a standing position. Wow, that was my knee that cracked. I don't know if you just heard that. Wow. Let's bring our hands to heart. Okay, we're going to do that just like that again. Here we go. Big circle. Up we go. We're at mountain pose. We're going to bring our hands to heart. That's your exhale. Inhale as you come up to mountain. Exhale as you dive forward. Belly button to spine. All right, are we ready? Let's put the hands on the thighs. Extend nice and long through the spine. So my head is headed in one direction and my seat is headed in the other. Stretching out through the spine. Let's bend the knees, tuck the chin, and roll it up nice and slow. Okay. So checking in, how does that feel? So that's our basic sun salutation where we're starting from. Now we're going to be adding in a chair pose with some twists and a revolved crescent lunge. So we're going to be really building and building and building. So remember, you've got options. If you want to stay doing what we were doing, you don't have to add on. But we're going to be adding a few different things on. Okay, are we ready? Let's bring our hands to our heart. The second thing we're going to do right now is, instead of bending our knees as we roll up, we're going to reverse swan dive up. And again, if that bothers your back, you're just going to stay with that bending of the knees and rolling up. And that's absolutely fine. Okay, are we ready? Hands to heart. Up we go, mountain pose. Bring your hands to heart. Back to mountain pose. Dive forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Up we go. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Getting that circulation going. Up we go. Dive it forward. Belly button to spine. Hands on thighs. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Up we go. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Last time like this before we add on. Up we go. Dive it forward. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let that head fall. Reverse swan dive. Up we go. And bring your hands to your heart. We're going to add in a chair pose. Up we go. Dive it forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. All right, are we ready? Hands to heart. Shoot your hips back. Sit back into your chair pose. Okay, so here we are in chair pose. Belly is tight. Quads are active. Knees behind toes. Wiggle your toes. Lift your heart. So I'm not collapsed down on myself. My heart is lifted. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Everybody look down at your knees, making sure this left knee isn't coming forward. Keep those hips back, belly tight, come back center, and let's twist the other way. Again, keeping those knees stable. The twist is happening right at the rib cage. Let's come center and do a forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Extend through that spine and forward fold as your exhale. Ha! Reverse swan dive, up we go. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to do that again. Up we go. Dive it forward. There's your exhale. Halfway lift is your inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let that head fall. Ready? Bend the knees, shoot the hips back, come into your chair pose. Now, I come into chair pose with hands at heart. I know this is another great chair pose, but because we're twisting, I'm just leaving my hands at heart. It's all good, right? Okay, inhale here. We're going to twist first to the left. Making sure the ribs is where the action is happening, not the knees, not the hips. Center we go, and let's twist the other direction. That would be your exhale. Let's come back center, forward fold, halfway lift, forward fold, reverse swan dive, up we go, and bring your hands to your heart. Okay, so take just a moment. Now the final thing we're going to add is a revolved crescent lunge, and it is challenging and it's a little bit of balance work. So you've got your chair right here, and I want you to be, when you start this, I really do want you to be a little bit forward so that when we step back, you've got that chair, the back of the chair right in the right position if you need it to grab hold of, okay? So if you're too far back, you're going to step back and your chair's going to be out of arm's reach. So you do want to be a little bit forward, like right at the seat of the chair. Okay? Everybody ready? Hands to heart. Here we go. Circle it up. There's your inhale. Bring your hands to your heart as your exhale. Inhale, up we go. Dive forward. Remember, belly button to spine. Let's protect that low back. Hands on thighs or shins for that halfway lift. And forward fold. Ha! Let's come to chair pose. All right. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to twist to the right. I want you to look down at your feet. Lift your left heel off of the mat and you're going to push that foot back behind you into a revolved crescent lunge. So remember, you've got that chair. If you need it, just grab a hold of it, right? Oh, yeah. You feel it? I do. A little wobbly. I'm up on those back toes. My front knee is behind those front toes, right? Protecting that knee. We have one more breath here. Take the twist out. Bring that back foot forward into a chair pose. Stand up. All right. Can we do the other side? We're going to stay on this side of our chair. It'll be just fine. All right, are we ready? Big circle. Up we go. Mountain pose. Bring your hands to her. Back to mountain pose. Dive forward. Hands to the mat. Halfway lift. Hands on those shins or thighs. Extend through that spine. Forward fold. All right, ready? Chair pose? Okay. Okay, we're going to twist the other way now. Feel the twist first. Look down at your feet. Right heel comes up. Push that foot back behind you. You're on those back toes. You feel it? Oh my goodness, this is so challenging. Belly tight. Knee behind those front toes. You're up on those back toes. We have one more breath. Ready? Bring that back foot forward. Take the twist out. And release. Very good. Let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. We're going to move into extended mountain. So go ahead and bring your hands to heart. Now, we're going to take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, we're going to extend those fingertips towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulders down, belly is tight. Really feel that extension. So I'm trying to touch the ceiling with my fingertips. My belly is super tight. All right, we're going to take that right hand and we're going to place it on the chair. Left hand is going to lengthen up, and then we're going to lean into that stretch. Keeping the opposite hip down, this hip stays down, you should feel a good stretch in that side waist. One more breath. Let's come up and let's do the whole thing again. Bring your hands to heart. All right, let's extend that mountain. Shoulders are down, belly is tight. Let's take that left hand to the chair, lengthen up through that right hand, try to touch the ceiling. Now lean into it. You've got your hand on the chair for support. So maybe you can deepen that leaning mountain just a little bit. One more breath here, and up we go. Okay. We're going to move forward in the chair. Take your feet out and have them a little bit of distance between them. Okay, grab that chair, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, lifting your heart, let your knees fall to the left. And let's come center. And then we're going to let our knees fall to the other way. And come center. Let's do that one more time. Knees fall. And up. And they fall the other way. And up. And let's take a moment. So you can keep doing that if you want to. Windshield wiper knees. Or we're going to add a little thing onto that. So see how it feels. And if it doesn't feel good, you know you can just go back to your windshield wiper knees. Okay? So remember, got a little bit of space between those legs. Belly stays tight. Lifting the shoulders, lifting the crown of the head to the ceiling, but the shoulders down. Let's go ahead and grab the back of our chair. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind. Let's let those knees fall to the right. Now, you're going to take your right foot and you're just going to place it on that left leg. You see what I did there? So all I'm doing is now this leg is giving me a little more leverage. I'm keeping my hips on the chair. So you don't want to let that hip come around or you're losing the stretch, right? You want to keep the hips back on the chair and let the leg be the thing moving, and that's giving you a good stretch here. One more breath. All right, let's go ahead and take that leg off. Readjust onto your chair. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to let the knees fall first. Actually, let's not let the knees fall first. Let's lift up first, pull the belly in, grab your chair, squeeze your shoulder blades. Now let's let those knees fall. All right, are we ready? We're going to take this knee, so the left is going to rest up on that right leg. It doesn't matter which one you're doing, right? We're going to do both sides anyway. So personally, I feel this side more. So obviously, this hip and glute is a little tighter than the other one. Super common. One more breath. All right, let's come up. Wow, take that leg off. Man, I felt that one. We're going to move back a little bit in our chair, and we're going to move into Cobra pose. So what you want is the back of the chair to be right on the inside of that arm, okay? So you're going to, I'm going to lean back even further. You can actually lean back in the chair. We don't get to do that often, do we? And I'm going to place my arms on the side of that chair, and then I'm just going to wrap my arms back, my hands back behind and grab, okay? And then I'm going to lift through my sternum. So I'm lifting up. I'm feeling openness happening through the chest, right? A little bit of openness in the belly. Just one more breath. Let's go ahead and release that. And we're going to do that one more time, okay? So I'm grabbing the back of that chair, really squeezing my arms back, right, against the chairs. It gives me a little bit of leverage as I lift through the sternum. If you want to lift the gaze a little bit, that's okay too. One more breath, and let's release. That's good work. I know it's one of those that when you see somebody doing it, you think, well, there's nothing to that until you actually do it, and then you really feel what's happening through the chest and everything. So we're going to move to a seated camel, and we're going to place our hands on each side of the spine. You stay facing me. Just one hand on each side of the spine, right in the small of the back. And then I'm just going to push forward. So I'm pushing my hips forward. I'm lifting up through the sternum, and my gaze is going forward and up. Let's go ahead and release that. Take just a moment. And remember, if it feels better for you to use your fists instead of the palms of the hands, that's okay too. So let's do that one more time. This time I'll use the fist just to demonstrate that one. Push your hips forward, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, lifting your heart. One more breath here, and release. Very good. We're going to move into a little seated twisting segment. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it against the side of that opposite knee. I'm going to take my other hand and put it back here on the chair. Now I'm going to pull my shoulder back and I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over that shoulder. Just one more breath here. Let's go ahead and face forward, and let's do the other side, okay? So this hand is going to go on the outside of that knee. Opposite hand is going to come to the chair. Lift through the crown of the head, lengthening through the spine. Belly stays tight. Bring the shoulder back, then turn and look over that shoulder. One more breath here. And release. Okay, very, very good. Now, you can keep doing that same version if you want, but if you want a little bit more, we're going to cross our legs as well. Okay, so I'm going to cross my right leg over my left. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to place it on the outside of that knee. My opposite hand comes back to the chair. Lift through the crown of the head. Pull that right shoulder back. Turn and look over that shoulder. Now, if you want, you can press your hand against that knee and give yourself a little leverage here. Only if that feels okay for you. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face center, and let's do the other side. Remember the hand, so, my left leg is on top, so my right hand is the one that's going to come out. So it's just kind of the opposite. So, and this hand is going to be back on the chair. Let's pull that shoulder back. Let's turn, look over that shoulder, and then I'm pressing with my right hand into that leg just to give myself a little more twist. But again, that's only if that feels okay for you. One more breath here, and let's face forward. Good job. Okay, unravel those legs. Now, let's take that left leg and extend it out in front of us, toes to the ceiling. We're going to lengthen nice and long through the spine, hold on to the thighs, let the heart fall forward into that pigeon pose. So the key to this one, to getting the most out of this pose, is keeping the back flat and keeping the legs straight. All right, let's tuck our chin and roll up and do it one more time. Extend nice long through the spine. Keep the back flat. Let that heart fall forward. Feel that stretch. And up we go. Okay, let's do the other side. Extending that right leg long, toes to the ceiling, lengthen through the spine, let that heart fall forward. Tuck the chin and roll it up. And let's do that again. Lengthen and hinge. Tuck the chin and roll it out. Excellent work. I'm going to take my right ankle and I'm going to cross it over that left leg. So it's in front of the knee. You don't want it on the knee. Now your other option for this one is just to cross ankle to ankle, if that feels better for you. Seated pigeon. Now, let's just hang out here for a few breaths and see how that feels. It could be all you need. And you're like, yeah, this is good for me. All right. Let's just take this knee and flutter it a little bit. Just moving that hip joint a little bit. Okay. Now, if you want to try it, you can lengthen through the spine and begin to let that heart fall forward. See how that feels. Again, the back stays flat. All right. Let's go ahead and roll up. And let's move that hip joint a little bit again. And then we'll do that one more time. So you've got those two options. The final option is you're just pressing gently on that leg. So the leg is being pressed down as I am letting my heart fall forward. Again, it's just if it feels okay for you. Okay, let's all come up and unravel that. And then we're going to go to the other side. So remember, you've got the option of ankle to ankle if that feels better for you. I will tell you though, you want to keep this foot out. So as you cross, you're going to get some stretch here. Because if you bring this foot in and cross, you're not going to feel anything, okay? So make sure this foot stays out. Let's cross ankle up on top of that thigh. And we're hanging out here first. We're just going to let our body kind of react to what we're asking it to do. Just a little stretch here for this side of the hip. Okay, let's just do a little flutter. Another version is where you lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall. You feel it? Okay, let's go ahead and come up and do another little flutter. And then the final version, if you want extending nice and long through the spine, letting the heart fall forward, and then just gently pressing on that leg. One more breath. All right, very good. Let's release. Okay, we're going to sit back in our chair. Hands are resting lightly on the thighs. Lift the palms up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes and breathe.
Give beauty. Give life beauty. Make something beautiful. Do something beautiful. Experience and share something beautiful. Life and beauty intertwine to the benefit of both. Beauty carries life and purpose and inspiration forward, and life makes beauty possible. In the service of beauty, you learn valuable skills. In the experience of beauty, you discover important truths about who you are. In your actions, your words, your attitude, be beautiful. Live in a way that adds unique beauty to the experience of the people you encounter. Your efforts and commitments are about more than just getting by. You have the opportunity and the ability to contribute beauty to the world. Notice the beauty, appreciate the beauty, feel the beauty, and expand on the beauty that is such a significant part of life.
Let's take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards the chest. Reach up with the hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Looking up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Remember, click on that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.